Hello friends, welcome to I Play Games and Film It, and welcome to an episode of Free Thought Fridays, which at the last minute made a giant change. It flipped around. I was going to discuss I was going to discuss my understanding of American culture in this week, because that's what it seems to be playing on my mind a lot this week. But then a whole load of stuff changed. Basically what happened was right at the last minute, yesterday, basically last night, I bought myself a PS4. And there's a whole lot of stuff that took place, and that has been, let's be honest, has been taking place over the course of, let's say, even the last year, since they even announced like the new consoles. And it's this console war mentality, really, because I know it's all fresh, like all banter and it's all light-hearted and stuff, but even All-Star, my other buddy, is like proper going at me. You can see it on Twitter, proper going at me about the fact that I had made a poor decision about buying the console. It's all shits and jokes and stuff between us, and that's cool. However, I do wonder how people get so seriously tied up into these things. Because I guess in my head, I've always grown up, right? I mean, this is the history of mine. I think when I started, I had a Spectrum. I was really young at that age, so I can genuinely remember very little about it. And then I went on from there to get a Mega Drive, and that was it. I had a Mega Drive after that, and then shortly, I guess there was a long pause in my childhood where I didn't have a console, and then the next big console I got was a PlayStation. Now that was massive for me. That was huge, because ever since the Mega Drive, I basically missed consoles. I missed computer games. I genuinely got excited about anything computer game related, and for the time I didn't have it, I really missed it. So the sheer joy I had when I finally got hold of PlayStation, I got it for my 12th birthday, I believe, or maybe earlier, maybe 11th birthday. I remember just going mental. I remember I've never been that happy in my life, and that might be why I made the decision I made. For example, I mean, on Facebook, one of my friends, Jonathan, asked me why I chose PlayStation over Xbox in this generation. I haven't, for those of you who might be actually genuinely wondering. Oh God. It's just, that's probably what it is. I think Sony PlayStation has basically been attached and hinged onto this joy that I had when I didn't have a console for a while, and then suddenly there was a console in my life, and it was the Sony PlayStation. And you know, it was when I got to play Final Fantasy VII, I got to play Crash Bandicoot. It's when all these marvelous memories were built and imprinted on my mind as to how great video games can be, and it all came from PlayStation. Not because it was a better or superior console, just the fact that it was the only one available at the time. And I think that's basically where it's come from. And I just adore how it's kind of evolved into this, you know, Xbox is better, PlayStation's better, no, PC is the super race, we are the Aryan race of gaming, forget about it. And it turns into this giant fiasco of people seem to believe that because they own a particular console, they are better people for it. Much like Apple owners who, you know, I have an opinion about those people. But yeah, much like them. And I find it hilarious, because what I do is I kind of sit there and I go, well, this is like arguing which foot is better, the left or the right. And it's like, they both kind of do the same thing. They're both the same thing. It's just different brands. I mean, Jesus Christ, for the most part, they all run the same game. Very minor differences that, to be honest, to the average person, don't make a fucking blind bit of difference. And, okay, they have their own exclusive little bits, like, you know, if you're going with the foot analogy, one might have a mole on it, the other one doesn't have, and the other one's all like, oh, I want that mole. Okay, I'm going to have, I don't know, the equivalent of a mole is a birthmark. But all in all, it doesn't really make a blind bit of difference. It really doesn't matter at all. It really doesn't matter in the slightest, because they both function in exactly the same way. And if anything, they both play together to push forward their equal goals. I mean, I loved what happened on Twitter when you know, Xbox congratulated PlayStation on their launch, and PlayStation did the same. I think it was really nice, because ultimately they are both pushing towards the same things. They just happen to be in the same market, and you know, just both making fantastic games for all of us to enjoy alone and together, which is always what games have been to me. It's not been a case of better and doing things better than the other person. It's not about, to me, about being in a competition. It is literally about just being entertained, enjoying yourself. That's all games have ever been. And so I've never understood this better or this kind of maybe even holier than thou mentality that's gone with it. I don't get it because it just genuinely doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, obviously it's different if someone wants to come to me and go, I've only got enough money for one, which one should I buy, a PC, an Xbox, or a PS3? Because then you've got questions like, well, I mean, the main difference is really between the console and the PC, really. But you got to ask particular questions. Would you rather play, like, off the top of my head, you know, Gears of War, Uncharted, or stuff like that? You know, do you like to look at the God of War series, or do you prefer the Halo series? You know, that kind of thing. Or do you just prefer Steam, where everything is pretty much amazing, and you know, the creativity of games is explored in all its glory, and you know, everyone pays into it accordingly. But yeah, like, ultimately that's kind of the way I see it. I do find it funny. I don't have a favourite. That's the thing. I mean, well, no, that's a lie. I do, but I don't have a favourite that completely outrules the other two options. I have a PC, and again, a lot of my growing life was with my computer. I mean, I played Doom on PC. I played Roller Coaster Tycoon on PC. SimCity. A lot of the SimCities on PC. Left 4 Dead for the first time was played on PC. A lot of the other odd kind of gaming experiences I had were on PC, and that at the time that was during the gap actually. Dungeon Keeper, game's fantastic. And Dawn of War as well, Company of Heroes. Oh god, I can keep going. All of these games I played on PC, and it's still, you know, again imprinted in my memory as just a fantastic gaming system. So I can't rule that out either. I think it's just the PlayStation. Oh no! Oh bollocks! The PlayStation gets the edge purely from emotional attachment. That's the only thing it has, really. It's the fact that they managed to get in there first with my affection, and they've won it over. Simply, it's that easy. I mean, if anything, you can put it in the analogy of Sony PlayStation have been around longer, so they're kind of my wife, if you want. We've just had this relationship, it's worked for that long, we've binded our ties, and we're going to be together forever. But then Xbox came in late, and it was like this sexy little mistress that's just a little bit younger, a little bit snazzy, a little bit like, oh hello, what's this new thing on the side? So I get the Xbox on the side every now and then, the PlayStation isn't allowed to know about that. So that's the kind of relationship I had with the two. I will have both, I will definitely have both. Without shadow of doubt, because I'm not going to rule out those options, and actually at some point next year I actually plan to do some games on the PC to include that in there as well, because I'm not about using one console or highlighting one console at all. That's not my thing. My thing is highlighting video games, the entire package of what they are, and I don't care how sad it sounds, but how fucking awesome they all are. I love them. I love them all in all their entirety and all their awesomeness. Video games as a whole is what I love, and that's it. I don't need to have just a PlayStation or just an Xbox One. There's no loyalty here, so don't any one of you think that I'm going to be loyal to anyone. No. Video games. That's going to be it. So yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it, and I think that's probably the best way for everyone to be about it. I know there is some jollity about the whole console wars thing, but ultimately I do just think, like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You can look at the specs till your eyes go square, but ultimately, and that, I mean, that's another point actually. The specs thing, that really annoys me, because it's like, what's the point in having a machine that can run some of the most demanding game if the game itself is shit? What is the point? You know, you've got games like on the old Game Boy, the grey Game Boy originals, that are more entertaining than some games that are being released for this generation of consoles. So it doesn't make a difference. It really doesn't make a difference at all. So I just think that whole argument's null. The whole discussion is stupid. It really is stupid. So that's kind of where I sit with it. Yes, I have a PS4 now, and I'm really, really happy about it. But I can't record with it yet because there's something I need to do, and I can't. So what I'm going to try and do, I've got a Twitch account that I'm going to work on, and I'm going to be uploading there. But it won't be the same format as this. I mean, I'm kind of trying to figure out how to make it work. But yes, I'm going to make that work because I want it to work. I need it to work. But I won't be recording that straight away. But I'm going to be enjoying it by myself while you're not watching channel while I'm not filming. That's what I'm going to be doing, playing on this bad boy. It's sat right next to me, looking at me like, Dad, hello, I've only been here 12 hours. Why don't you play with me? Why don't you just have that? So I'm going to touch it a lot now. about to be heavily molested by me. Do you need to know this? No. But that's it. That's my Free Thought Friday this week. I know it changed last minute. Maybe next week I'll discuss American culture and how I see it. But it's something I've always wanted to kind of look into. Because honestly, a lot of it's come from like watching TV and so on. And it's all media based, which is really unfair because I think when you put things in a media's perspective, it all just becomes massively unfair. It's all really, it's askew. It's a biased opinion. I think it's right. So I think I currently have a biased opinion in America because I think of the times I've been there, everyone I've met have been really, really nice and just generally like the polar opposites of like super crazy reality TV show crazy and the super evil kind of, you know, mental fucked up people that you see on the news and stuff or on TV. They're all really nice and really normal, to be honest. So yeah, it's just something. Anyway, that's next week. That's next week's episode. That's not this episode. That's next week. So ignore that for next week. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I love you all. Subscribe, comment, click the thumb button, share with a friend if you like. And I will see you in another episode of I Play Games and Film It. And in another Free Thought Fridays. Have a wonderful weekend, guys. Enjoy Black Friday. And my heart goes out to every person who is working during the Black Friday period. Because it sucks, to be perfectly honest. It really sucks. But I hope everyone still gets to buy whatever they want, and I hope that no one dies in the process. Because I think I heard last year or the year before, like in America somewhere. There we go, media. People are dying, man, during these things. It's fucking scary. So yes, please, everyone, be safe, be careful, but shop well, and just be nice to people, please. For the love of God, can we just be nice to people? That'd be like so rad and awesome. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye bye.